Hi, a very good morning. Watching Trading Hour on CNBC TV 18. I'm Ekta Batra and with me is Prashant Nair. Well, it's turning out to be a good start to this week. In fact, we are gaining in line with what the Asian markets are doing. So after all of the fears about what could happen over the weekend, I think that got dispelled, and then that's why you're seeing the Asian markets pull back and us not too far behind. 9975 is currently where the Nifty is at. But we have a good advance decline ratio on our hands as well. So it's currently standing steady as it can be at around 2:1. So that's heartening, with the mid-cap index in fact outperforming at this point in time. Lot of stocks in focus, and obviously the big stock of the day has to be what's happening with IndusInd, but that'll come up in just a bit. But GAIL, which is up 5% odd, Gen Irrigation, which is gaining, IndusInd and Bharat Financial Inclusion, both just about at the high point. In fact, IndusInd at a 52-week high. Hi, Prashant.
Ekta, hi. Why don't we stay with the deal? And we waited so long now for this that, it's almost a relief that it's happened. I mean, done and dusted with, although not in any finality, because when it finally happens, we'll know the price. So why don't we think about the price a little bit, and if we can have the graphics. I, by the way, put these graphics up on Friday. And I mean, this is essentially just a pure scenario analysis, situational analysis of the stock prices of both IndusInd and Bharat Finance. And now that we know that both have entered into an exclusive, on Friday, last Friday when I put this out, we didn't know if it is going to be RBL or IndusInd. Now that we know, and we've spoken with the IndusInd management, that they are at least in exclusive talks to come to an agreement. Presumably, one of the parts on which they have to agree upon is the price as well. This is just a situational analysis. No inside information, no real knowledge of what the price is essentially going to be, etc. That's the disclaimer I want to begin with. Now, let's look at the price. The first time talks of something like this surfaced, right? I mean, a talk of IndusInd being interested, Bharat Finance, and this is market talk, surface was as far back as October of 2016. The price of IndusInd was about nearly 1,200 rupees. Price of Bharat Finance was about 884 rupees or so, right? I mean, that was basically about 0.74. I mean, Bharat Finance was trading at about 0.74 times IndusInd book, right? IndusInd price. 0.74. Keep that in mind. Now, then you had in November 2016 the big event of demonetization. Who got hit the worst? Some of the businesses which were completely cash dependent. Bharat Finance, of course, was one. And Bharat Finance suffered. While IndusInd lost about 100 rupees from where it was trading at the end of October, Bharat Finance from nearly 900 rupees fell to under 600 rupees. So, there was a huge discount. I mean, huge disparity at the end of December between IndusInd and Bharat Finance price. Now, you come to August of 2017, which is the close of last month. Look at the price. 1,100 rupees on IndusInd at the end of December became 1,660 rupees nearly, right? Which is even higher now. But I'm just for a standstill basis considering the end of August prices. 1,100 goes to 1,660. Bharat Finance from 600 rupees goes to about 880 odd rupees. Both have appreciated. The only difference is that the IndusInd, and since we're talking about share swap, you basically are talking about one price relative to the other. The currency of IndusInd got a lot better. IndusInd stock price has risen 500 rupees, 550 rupees. So that currency got a lot stronger. Now, as of the end of August, if you apply that same multiple, when the deal talk first surfaced, which is 0.74 times, you get a price of 1226. Okay, that could be too high, some would say. Apply a multiple of 0.65 IndusInd, you get to about 1,077 rupees or so. These are as of August end closing. So, I mean, this is just, as I said on Friday as well, just a framework to think about how you can look at the price and what could be finally agreed upon. I want to emphasize a lot more will go into the deal just rather than just the price. And again, a disclaimer that this is not based on any information that we are getting from bankers or anything of that sort. This is just looking at the prices in October, at the end of December, and where they left off in the month of August.
Okay, so we're going to keep hearing more about what's going to happen and the finer details probably in the next 30 days itself. But as of now, we need to get talking about what's happening on the technicals of the market. We have Sudarshan Sukhani with us as always to discuss that. Sudarshan, hi, morning. So what is it that you're recommending on the Nifty? And if you'd have a call on a couple of the stocks of the day, GAIL as well as IndusInd Bharat Finance.
Yeah, sure. See, the Nifty had a gap up, so there was no day trade, because if once you're gapping up in the futures, it was 50 points of a gap. So it becomes very difficult to take a position. The Nifty as a swing trader is a different story. You know, it's again come above that 9950 resistance level, essentially suggesting that a breakout, a second or a third breakout is in the offing. Now this could be genuine, this could be failure like the earlier ones, but for the swing trader, a trade is justified with on the long side by the Nifty with a very tight stop loss of just 40 points, which means if the breakout is going to fail, we'll get out with some very minor losses, otherwise we go for the ride. For the day trader, there's nothing.
Sudarshan, hi, morning. What would you do in terms of stock-specific stuff?
Yeah, among stock specifics, I think the first one would be Bharat Financial, because Bharat Financial has a chart that suggests momentum is still favoring it on the upside. So to answer that question earlier, which Ekta had put, this is a stock that that's also in my buy list, and I would be a willing buyer. If you start with a day trade, if it closes strong, you can actually carry it for tomorrow also. The other stocks are also on the buy side because the Nifty is strong. It has broken out. There is no day trade in the Nifty itself, but there are trades in individual stocks. So Ashok Leyland is a buy on dips opportunity. It's already in a dip. We assume that the support should come somewhere or the other. Otherwise, there's a tight stop loss. So Ashok Leyland is a buy, and the second buy is Ambuja Cement. Ambuja Cement, together with ACC, is rallying. The cement sector itself is promising much better returns. It's a positional trade. You buy for a few weeks, and it's a short-term trade.
Okay, fair enough. Sudarshan, let's get in a couple of Twitter queries then. The first question is from Arjun Chaudhary. He has 500 shares of Vedanta, which he's bought at 250. He wants to know the long-term view and perspective on it.
See, the long-term prospect for any blue chip company, and Vedanta qualifies as a blue chip company, the long-term prospects are excellent in India. So you hold on to Vedanta. Now the problem is elsewhere. Metals go through these cyclical moves. I think the uptrend in metals is probably coming to an end, and a sharp correction may be in the offing. As a long-term investor, you'll have to accept that there will be a correction, there will be dips, and you just have to ride them. So I'm just giving a caveat there that a small correction in this price should be ignored. The long-term prospects are excellent. Hold on.
Okay, and we have another question now, Sudarshan. This is from Puneet Jain, 50 shares of Glenmark, which he's bought at 610. Wants to know the prospect at current levels.
Oh, you sell. It's very easy. Where you bought it is immaterial because the market doesn't care for our cost prices. The market simply identifies a price at which it is currently trading. And it's lower, but don't think that you'll recover, you'll take out your losses, nothing. Just get out. Pharma has a long way generally before it bottoms out, and Glenmark is very weak. Stay away.
Thanks very much, Sudarshan. Appreciate you joining in. Good getting those trades across from you. Let's also get some futures and options strategies. We have Rahul Shah, who's with us, Associate Vice President, Equity Advisory Group at Motilal Oswal. Thanks very much, Rahul. Appreciate you joining in. What would you do in terms of trades?
In terms of trades, I think two clear sector winners. I think what we can gauge is in the last couple of sessions. One is financials and that private financials. So I think private sector banks looks quite interesting, and I think that the sector one should look at it. In that, I think the leader is HDFC Bank. We've seen a new fresh high in HDFC Bank today. So and longs have also added, and that's leading the rally in Bank Nifty as well. So I would buy HDFC Bank with a stop loss of 1782 and target of 1865. Second is, as I said, second sector which is leading is metal. So metal again, I think we have seen some pause in couple of days, and then again it's getting reinforced. So JSW Steel again at all-time high, stocks are looking very attractive, and technically also has given a good breakout. So I would buy JSW Steel with a stop loss of 261, target of 285. Thirdly, from a mid-cap space, Fortis, I think after a long time the stock has, after a consolidation, intend to move a little bit. In future segment, what data suggests is that one can go long in Fortis with a stop loss of 151, target of 165.
Okay, all right, fair enough. We're going to leave it on that note, Rahul. Thanks very much for joining in, taking us through all of those strategies. We need to take a break with the news that, in fact, the Nifty has inched up to 9980. So we are at the high point of the day. 20 points away from that magical 10,000 mark, or to get back to that 10,000 mark. So let's see whether it happens in today's trading session. Maybe the European opening will give us a bit of a fillip. We'll take a break, but up next, what's happening in the commodity space? Manisha Gupta will join in. T. Gyanashekhar will be with us as well.